Folks, you've seen her on all the networks. She continues to make history as a New York Times bestselling author, the founder of the largest political grassroots organization in America. Her passion is contagious. Her boldness is inspiring. Her work fighting international terrorism has gained her a knighthood. We'll hear more about that. And she's known anytime she speaks to bring the house down. It's none other than the amazing Brigitte Gabriel. Hello, Brigitte.
Hello, Brent. I'm delighted to be with you. Thank you.
It's so good to see you, Brigitte. You know, the last time I saw you in person, you were speaking at the Southwestern Conservative Summit. There was Trump Jr.
That's
there
right.
was so many names, the biggest names besides Trump. But you know what? Only one person got all the standing ovations and brought the house down. And that was none other than my friend, Brigitte Gabriel. My goodness, it's so good to see your face. Are you doing a lot of speaking right now?
Yes, I am. You know, finally life is back on and we can travel and we can speak and people are more comfortable gathering in churches and conferences and hotels. So we're back. And you know what? I'm going to be traveling more next year, gearing up for what's to come. But it's amazing. I love people. I love being with people. As you can tell, this is where I come alive. This is where I become more energetic. You know, it's something, I mean, we as humans are designed to be with other people. And this COVID has been just like a bat out of hell. Literally, you know, it just destroyed our lives, locked everybody up. And so I'm so happy to be able to just get on a plane and go out. And
Brigitte, tell us a little bit about, you know, people say, is COVID real? Is there really a pandemic? Is this something that is political? Are we in danger? Are we not in danger? This is something that a lot of people from all kinds of backgrounds and are talking about. And I wanted to get your thoughts on that. That's kind of a hard loaded question there, but I wanted to get your thoughts.
Oh, well, thank you, Ali. Great question. And by the way, nice meeting you, even though over TV. Yes, actually, the answer is yes to all what you mentioned. COVID is political. It has been weaponized as a tool against citizens worldwide, not just in the United States. COVID is real. People have gotten sick and died because of COVID. And also, COVID is not bad. I got COVID. My husband and I both had COVID. And we survived. It's a disease just like the flu. If you catch it early, and take care of yourself. In my case, I immediately called my doctor and my doctor immediately prescribed ivermectin. By the way, not the horse medicine, but ivermectin is actually a medication, just like Tylenol. You know, it used to be sold nationwide in stores like Walgreens. You can buy it for $3 a bottle, just like Tylenol. They only banned it after COVID, but it's still a real medication. My doctor prescribed it for me as well with a cocktail of vitamins, zinc, and vitamin C and aspirin and vitamin D, etc. And I took it, and within 2 weeks, we were perfectly fine. So COVID, if you get it, it's like a terrible flu for those who really get a severe case. Now, if you are over 70, we know that a lot of people have had ramification. And I'm not a doctor, so I'm not speaking as a doctor. I'm not giving advice to anybody. I'm just sharing my own experience. Do we have to stop our lives and be scared and hiding in a corner and wearing a face diaper on our face just to feel safe? Absolutely not. It is absurd. It is crazy. We should have never shut down our country. I think those 2 weeks that we shut down the government to slow down the spread, as I said, was the biggest mistake we did as a nation. It gave the elite and it gave those who are power hungry, who want to control the masses, the tools by which to terrify and control unsuspecting masses. And that is not right. You add to that the censorship by social media, right. And not just social media, and also the lying by the fake news media, the mainstream media, and you end up with, I don't know who to trust. So trust your instinct, take care of yourself, have a good doctor that believes in alternative medication, who's just not telling you go get the jab, and you'll be fine.
But where do you think that we go from here? Where do you think our nation and speaking to people that are just like you and I, where do we go next? I say wash your hands and be careful, you know, but in your opinion, I just wondered what your thoughts were in our country moving forward.
Well, look, COVID is going to be with us for years and decades to come. COVID is not going to go away. COVID is a gift, is a political gift for political operatives, and they are going to use it in any way they can, whether in the United States or worldwide. COVID is not going to go away. Washing your hands 20 times a day is not going to protect you, because you could be walking in the mall or at the grocery store, standing by someone who has COVID, who doesn't even know they have COVID. All you have to do is breathe the same air and you're going to get it. So, all these things that they teach you, you can do all of that, but COVID is going to be with us. What we need to do is move on as a society. We have beaten diseases much more than COVID. We all heard about herd immunity and the effect, what happens to a society when we reach that. And let's go on with life. And if you are somebody in a high risk factor, you can talk to your doctor, and that's a decision between you and your doctor, whether or not you want to take an experimental vaccine that has not even been tested on animals yet. If you want to be the guinea pig, by all means, may God bless you. That's your choice. That's a choice between you and your doctor. That's not for anybody to decide or tell you what to do with your body or with my body. I'm all for my body, my choice in this situation.
Well, what? Some would say it all seems a little too coordinated, because you have overregulation that has halted the truckers from getting what they needed to on the coast. You have these mandates that seem to be very well planned ahead of time to some. But, Brigitte, you have seen countries turn overnight. You saw Lebanon turn overnight from an Americanized country to what would seem to be to some a third world Islamic country. You've seen adversity in your own life. Do you see some similarities happening or being attempted here in America?
Absolutely. They say there's nothing new under the sun. As long as human beings are alive and we have red blood that flow through our body, it doesn't matter what country we live in, what language we speak. The basic elements of humanity, power, greed, influence, wanting to be liked, wanting to have control, they are universal. And so when the good people stand back and allow evil to happen, that's when evil take over countries. That's why we in America, that's why Brent and Ali, I'm very passionate in speaking out about why we need to speak up, why we need to be engaged. Now, my organization, actforamerica.org, and I encourage people who are watching this interview right now, go to actforamerica.org and check us out. Right now, we have a national campaign to stop the vaccine mandate nationwide. We are working on the state level, on every single state in the union. We are mobilizing our members to work with their state legislators in issuing and refusing Biden's vaccine mandate. We are working on legislation on the state level as well as legislation on the federal level to stop the mandate. I believe this is a time where everybody who believes in freedom, who believes in free choice, who believe in the principles that our founding fathers founded this nation upon, now is the time where we all need to come together and be networked and be organized. The problem is a lot of people do not know what to do. The average person is not monitoring bills coming down for a vote. The average person does not know what's happening nationwide. They may know what's happening in their community, but they have no idea what other states are doing that maybe they can duplicate or they can learn from. So what my organization does, actforamerica.org, actforamerica.org. I want to make sure you remember that name. What we do is we're like an umbrella organization that oversees what's happening all over the country, that connects groups together. So right now, if you are watching me and you have a group in Amarillo, Texas, or you have a group in Oklahoma, or you have a group in California, I know a lot of you are going to be watching us on the internet later on as well after this show airs. So no matter where you're watching us from, go to actforamerica.org and sign up to get our emails and action alerts, because we are mobilizing and networking and connecting groups nationwide to coordinate and work together. So we can work from the bottom up as grassroots up, putting influence and on our elected officials, as well as at the same time, Act for America is working at the congressional level down, so together we can meet and close the loopholes. We have to identify and work with members in Congress who are on our page, who care about the country, who believe in freedom. And we also need to wake up and mobilize the apathetic citizens who think, oh, somebody else is going to take care of it. Right now, we are all under the same umbrella. We're being mandated. They are mandating now that our kids get vaccinated. It's affecting every single person's life. And now is the time we need to come together before it's too late, before we lose the country.
You know, you just wrote a book not too long ago called Rise. And for those who need to get a hold of that, I know they can reach you through your website as well. Tell us about Rise. I believe that's just some practical advice of what we can do.
Thank you. Well, I wrote Rise, and the subtitle is Rise in Defense of Judeo-Christian Values and Freedom, because Judeo-Christian values and freedoms are the bedrock of Western civilization. That's what made America great. Whether people believe in the Bible or have read the Bible, put that aside. In our society, when we tell children, now, Johnny, treat others the way you want to be treated. Where do you think that comes from? Even if you're an atheist, atheists tell their children, they want to raise good kids. Now, Johnny, treat others the way you want to be treated. It's the golden rule. Do unto others what you want others to do unto you. So this is what made America great. It's these principles. And right now, these principles are being eroded. We are turning against each other. There are forces from the outside turning a brother against brother, sister against sister, community against community. America is a melting pot where we all come together as one. Black, white, yellow, Chinese, orange. I don't care what your color is or what your skin color. We all came to America to be Americans, to thrive. We escaped tyranny. We came here for the opportunity. We came here to become somebody, to have self-respect, to have freedom, to be counted as a voice. That's why our founding fathers built the America that they built for us. The least we can do is preserve it to the next generation. So I wrote Rise to not only educate people about the problems we are dealing with as a nation, but at the end of every chapter, and this is what makes my book unique and different than any other book. All other books educate because education is important, but education without action is not sufficient. Education must be coupled with action. So at the end of every chapter, no matter what subject I'm tackling, whether it's the indoctrination in the school system, whether it's our media being corrupted, whether it's the Islamic, leftist Islamic coalition coming together, at the end of every chapter, I have a section titled Rise Up and Act, where I give people 3 things you can do sitting in your pajamas that you can do them in 10 minutes that will make a difference for the country, and everybody can do something. I make it very simple so people can feel that they are doing something, and people can get the book by going to our website, actforamerica.org, actforamerica.org. You can get it for a donation to the organization. It's the holiday. Your donation is tax deductible. And I encourage people to read it, and I encourage people to share it with others. And I also encourage people to become involved. Look, we named the organization Act for America. Not think about America, wish for America, hope for America, or pray for America. You should do all that because it's important. But without taking action, nothing happens.
I wanted to know, just people watching, anything inspiring. And I know that that's something we talked a little bit about at the end of each chapter, but where do you get your fire from? Where do you get your getting out of bed every day and keeping that going? I feel like not only a strong woman, but I just have to know that people are saying, man, I need that fire. How does that come for you?
Happiness is a choice. Joyfulness is a choice. I actually want to talk about joy, not happiness. Happiness is a temporary condition. Happiness comes and goes. You can be happy for 5 minutes and then you're miserable later. Joy is something on the inside, and joy is an acquired skill. You have to work on focusing about what brings me joy. At the end of the day, every day before I go to bed, I lay in bed at night and I focus on what good thing happened to my life today. And I thank God for whatever good thing that happened in my life today. Now, I do this exercise because it conditioned me to always find the good in everything, no matter what a horrific, terrible day I have had. There's always something good that happened that day that I can pick up and identify and say, look, life is not too bad. There's always something good happening. And I'm one of those people who believe that everything works out for me. And if you walk through life understanding that life is going to throw at you trials and tribulations and challenges, there are going to be people that hate you. There are going to be people that hurt your feeling. There are going to be people who ignore you, disappoint you. We are humans and we live in a human world, where we have not gone yet to heaven or whatever you believe in. Some people don't believe in heaven. I do believe in heaven, but no matter what people believe in, while we are on this life and this human body, we're going to experience trials and tribulations. And we have to make a choice to focus on what is good in life. And I always think of the seasons. Here we are about to go into fall. It's getting colder. The flowers are dying. The leaves are falling from the trees. But you and I know that we know as a fact of life that spring will come after winter, that summer will come after spring. Life is the same way. It's a roller coaster, and it's like going through seasons. And whatever day you're having bad, that's going to be a bad season. Rest assured, you're going to wake up at night, and you're going to wake up in the morning the next morning, and you're going to have an opportunity to start a whole fresh day. And you can shape that day from the minute you wake up with what you focus on. So that's what keeps me going. I wake up every morning and I'm so grateful for the amazing day I'm going to have, for the amazing experiences that I'm going to have. And I learned to create my day. I know that nobody's going to come save me. Nobody's going to come tell me to get out of bed. Nobody's going to come motivate me. Nobody's going to come tell me, turn the TV off. Now it's time to work. Nobody's going to tell me it's time to exercise. When we become adults, we are the masters of who we are and what we do. Everything in life becomes a choice. And I chose to find my purpose and pursue my purpose in life, and that is to make a difference. I decided to become an activist, to make a difference for my country. And what I love about what I do is I get to meet amazing people, just like you today, Ali. I knew Brand, but this is the first time I meet you. And Brand, I met Brand doing this work about 10, 12 years ago. So when you pursue your passion and do what you believe is right and follow your convictions and act on your conviction, you'll be amazed at the fulfilling, wonderful, rich life you will have with people and abundance in every way. All you have to do is focus on the positive.
Brigitte, get to Texas.
Come on.
Thank you.
Hurry.
I love Texas.
Hurry.
I love Texas. By the way, if anybody's watching me right now, if you are a pastor of a church, I would love to come speak at your church. I can share my testimony and such an amazing story. Ali, most people don't realize I grew up in Lebanon. My 9/11 happened to me in 1975 when radical Islamists blew up my home, bringing it down, burying me under the rubble wounded. I ended up in a hospital for 2.5 months and later ended up living in a bomb shelter underground in an 8x10 room without electricity, without water, and very little food. And that's where I lived for the next 7 years of my life fighting to survive. So my testimony about my life and how I was able to make lemonade out of lemon is an inspiring story for anybody and everybody. So I would love to come to Texas. I would love to speak to different groups in Texas. So hopefully somebody will be watching. Hey, bring me to Texas anytime. My heart is there already.
Well, we hope so. And I appreciate you so much for taking time for us and getting to speak with you. Inspiring and very, 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 very nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me with you. And again, I encourage people, if my message, if my voice resonates with you today or any day, please go to actforamerica.org. Join us, sign up to get our emails and action alerts. Let's come together, work together, inspire each other, lift each other up, and fight for our country in the most beautiful, civilized, calm, and wonderful way where we can really bring the country together through love. And while, pressuring our elected officials to do the right thing. And thank God you in Texas have some great elected officials in Texas that I'm actually honored to call friends. So thank you for what you produce to our nation to keep our nation safe and great.
Well, Texas loves you, Brigitte. We can't wait to get you here. And I know Texas loves Ali as well. Folks, go to actforamerica.org. Get involved today. They're boots on the ground. They make it happen right there in DC. They talk to the decision makers, and they tell you what you can do personally as a citizen of this great nation with a wonderful constitution. Get the book Rise with the practical steps you can begin right now, like Brigitte says, from your pajamas. So thank you again, Brigitte. Can't wait to talk to you next time.
Thank you, my friend. Always an honor. Thank you so much. Thank you, Allie. Nice meeting you as well.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bye.